Hi, this is Better Grades in School, Part 3, Understanding What You're Learning. Do you know who the Darien brothers are? Do you know who Henry Ford is? Do you know that the Darien brothers was credited with making the first automobile ever invented? Don't believe me? You think Henry Ford was? No. Henry Ford was the first person who mass-produced the production of cars. See? You didn't learn something in Part 1 because you believe that you're Mr. or Miss Know-It-All. Well, anyways, to understand what a car is, how it is used, and how it's manufactured, we must first understand what a car is. What is a car? Can't figure it out? Well, I'm going to tell you how you understand what a car is. First, you go outside and see a car. A car is a vehicle of transportation. That vehicle with four wheels on the ground and parked in front of your house is a car. Now, let's say you lived in Africa in one of those remote tribes and you don't know what a car is. You don't see one. You don't have no use for one. You can't take one through the woods or the jungle. Yeah, but you want to understand what a car was because you plan to move to the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. And they have cars. And you need a car to get around. So what do? Well, get to the library. Open the book under A for automobile, C for cars, and see what a car is, what it looks like. And if you can't get one, find somebody who can draw you what a car looks like. You may walk up to a fire hydrant and say, "Hey, car, how do I get in?" It's like, I want to ride you, but it's like, that's a fire hydrant. Well, I heard cars were parked at the corner, and that's parked at the corner. It's like, okay, there's a difference between a car and a fire hydrant. To understand what you're reading, you have to understand what the object is. If you want to learn how to use the computer, you've got to know what a computer looks like. You've got to know the parts of the computer. And the best way I learn how to understand any topics that I'm studying is going through the dictionary. The first place, if I'm given a topic to write about, is finding out what it is. If I go to the dictionary and look up the word cars, okay, I understand what the word car is, but I still don't have a full understanding of what the car is. Next, I go to the encyclopedia. The encyclopedia has more information, the history. It also has diagrams. It also has pictures of what a car is. And it tells you the key purpose of a car. Now, if I can't get that, I was like, one of these remote drives, have someone come in and go, this is a car. Now I know the difference between a car and a donkey. That is the key. If you don't understand what you're reading, you can't read. Most people, when they graduate from high school, I think that's the end of their college education or high school education. It's not. When I first came into the religion I was in, I didn't understand what the Book of Mormon was all about. Yeah, I read it from beginning to end, didn't understand it. What I had to do was understand what it is, so I had to look it up in the encyclopedia, find out what is the Mormon religion about, what is the book supposed to tell me. Then I went to the primary class and asked them, can you show me what the Book of Mormon is? So they gave me a bunch of childhood books about this is what is in first book of Nephi, this is what's in the Book of Moroni, here, and I understand that. I understand it because it shows me the key characters. It tells me what happened. Instead of getting bogged down in all this mumble jumble and words that I can't understand, it's like these and thous. It just cuts in plain book language. I found out later that if I used the internet, that's another key source. My understanding of my own faith would be much more clearer. Instead of reading the book, wasting my time reading the Book of Mormon from beginning to end, I can read the plain Book of Mormon, which has everything in plain language. You know, because I have a friend who has the Sermon on the Mount in her head. Everything she talks about is about the Sermon on the Mount. But she doesn't understand one key word. The key word is meek. You ask her what the key word meek means, and she couldn't tell you. Oh, meek is being quality meek. So, if you look it up in a dictionary, take one of these books. I like this. This is a dictionary for grade school kids. It's clear and concise. And it has most popular words in it that you can understand. Look it up. You know, get an understanding of what you are talking about. And that's the barrier that you have to overcome when you want to learn how to read and adopt the skills, is to get the mass or get the understanding of what you're talking about.